Welcome to the Sci-Fi Center, the place to be, where comic books and wrestling collide magically. Movies, TV shows, and pop culture we share. Get ready to rock, we're here to take you there. From superheroes to aliens in outer space, we've got the latest news and reviews in our embrace. Turn on your screen, let the neon lights glow. We'll take you back to the 80s. Let's rock and roll. Sci-Fi Center, where the legends come alive. Get ready to geek out, let your imagination fly. We're diving into the past with a touch of modern flair. Sci-Fi Center, the ultimate pop culture lair.
Yep, that's right. Shop till you drop, because it is the holidays. Get your geek a gift. Get it from here. If you're local, if you're not local, go to that link that is tied to the top of the chat. And right now, get it soon enough though, because like I said, Monday's the last day I can get it to you. Prior to Christmas. And you can also get gift certificates, stuff like that. Everything's on the sci-fi-center.com/shop. Welcome to the Sci-Fi Center Saturday Overnight Live. Sorry for the lateness. We were both just over at the vodka stream. And the conversation kind of grew into something beyond just saying, "Hey, hi, Dave."
Yeah.
Here we are. So today's topics are Jared Leto is Skeletor. We're going to go. We're going to discuss Ultimate Batman number 3, or Absolute Batman number 3.
Oh, I haven't
we
read
are
yet.
going to be celebrating. Yeah, we are going to be celebrating the 1-year anniversary of the Ultimate Universe. They got a new comic out, Ultimate Universe 1 year in, that introduces. Should I have this audio already? I got distracted. Which introduces on the last pages the Ultimate Wolverine. Ultimate Wolverine is coming out here soon. But there he is. He's on the variant cover right there. Obviously, there's some different circumstances that get him in here, but yeah, this is this is a different universe than the other Ultimate Universe, because obviously one of these covers has a very white Nick Fury on the cover. So there you go, right there. There's your Nick Fury for this universe.
Looks a lot like the Sam Jackson. He's David Hasselhoff now.
Yeah. So nobody. Oh wow, nobody remembers that. But yeah, you have a lot of familiar stuff in here. We'll go over that. And then we have this is the variant cover for Absolute Batman number 3. If you are a Catwoman fan, this is your issue. A lot of relationship building stuff in here. A lot of the mentality that, like I said, they're continuing to build the mentality that this Absolute Batman works under. Also, that big, ginormous dump truck looking thing does something really cool in this issue. All right, and because I have and never will see any of these Sonic movies, I don't know Brad has. Brad's gonna give a review of Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
All righty,
And I'll be using that to go to the bathroom or something.
And well, as I lead into it, I will talk about the Karate Kid Legends trailer that played right in front of it.
And that's where you'll be muted. How's everybody doing? I know a lot of people are away. They're with family last weekend before Christmas. How's everybody doing tonight? I mean, like I said, it's I'm just trying to have fun here. We'll talk a little bit more. Like I said, I'm not going to dedicate too much more time. I've been talking about it everywhere I've been, but we'll talk a little bit more about the Superman teaser and where we've been. I think we all need to be reminded to step back a little bit. They're not real, guys. They're not real. They're not. The dogs doesn't wear a cape. It doesn't fly. All right. There's no guy with a bowl cut with a interdimensional ring that can create constructs. There's no reason to attach your identity to whatever versions of these characters. Just have fun with them. I have been trying to have fun with this whole Superman thing all week long, and it's been real tough because I got people chasing ghosts. All right, and they're not even chasing the right ghost. It's like if the Ghostbusters showed up and just zapped your pet gerbil or something like that. We don't even know what our target is anymore when it comes to all this anger. And most of those guys have collected their checks and they've been pushed out or moved on themselves. So just try to have fun with this, and I try to steer our conversation to having fun of it. Yeah, there's a history here, but you know what? That's most of the people that are working on this movie don't have that history. So I'm going to give them a shot. And at the same time, I think if I'm patient enough, everything I've gotten when it comes to DC, or any of these things came from just waiting for the right moment. We got what we got by waiting for the right moment. And speaking strategically, listen, not everybody cares what the hell you have to say all the time. If all you do is scream about something when it's not the time, nobody cares. If you wait for the right moment, right leverage, then you might get something out of it. Who knows what you might get, and who knows who you might get it out of. You might be surprised. So here's this out of that. Music Man, how you doing?
Music Man.
Tyler, what's going on? William, I've been dealing with a customer. This time I wasn't.
We were on Film Junkie had kind of like a vodka stream part 2 tonight, so we were on there talking about mainly it was about the Superman trailer, but also kind of relating to how it pertains to Snyder verse stuff and all that. And it was of course once you go down that rabbit hole, I mean the conversation tends to kind of snowball. So
yeah, there will be customers coming in and out of the store today because we're giving away Nosferatu seats for next week. So I'll have people coming in sporadically up until midnight. Thank you. Glad you like the display. Pick up some stuff if you can. William, do you think David Cornstark will be typecasted as Superman for most of his career, or will be, if maybe, but if he is, in this day and era, back in the 80s and 90s, being typecasted was a bad thing, but a job's a job. Even William Shatner learned, it took him some time to really embrace Star Trek. I mean, he wanted to make a name for himself. He was a Shakespearean actor. He did all that kind of stuff in Canada. He was TJ Hooker, damn it. But here's the thing. Sometimes even the best of actors who've won Academy Awards go through dry spells where they don't get jobs. And sometimes the industry just goes that way. And if you have something like a character like a Superman or Captain Kirk to fall back on, that's not a bad thing. And I think depending on how good the actor is, Christian Bale in American Psycho is not the Christian Bale that's in Batman. Good actors can really break out of that type of typecasting if they can really throw themselves into diverse roles. Heath Ledger was, Brokeback Mountain is not The Dark Knight. So when you have I think a lot of it, A, it's not a bad thing necessarily, and B, I think it depends on the caliber of the actor or actress who's doing said role. Because if they can transform them into something else, like Colin Farrell. I mean, what did you know Colin Farrell before the Penguin? I mean, whatever it was drastically different than what he gave you then. So I think that would be my answer to that. Let's see. I haven't read Absolute Batman at all or number 3, but I'm I'm trying to. You have no idea. I have all 3 issues. If you need some, message me and I'll make it happen. How you doing, Ray? I watched you and Max's stream together with what's her name, the podcaster,
Yeah.
the cosplayer. I thought that was very interesting. That was very interesting. The way she does her movies, the way she approaches that one. So, and then of course Ray was there with the cat ears and her chirpy little voice. All right, so
MC
hello.
our chat in a minute, Ray. And by the, it looks like Ray definitely enjoyed Sonic 3.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys saw it. 'Cause like I said, I needed somebody to see it. I wasn't going to.
Baby sis, how's it going? You know, Aaron, also that Karate Kid Legends trailer, that
Next.
was really, really rad, wasn't it?
I can relate to Clark Superman that most because he's an outsider looking in. That's a, like I said. Well, what Superman was an immigrant story. If you look at the people who did it, they were descendants from they were first generation, I believe, and they were they
I'd
came
even
from the people
take it
that
further and say it's a refugee story.
that too.
Hmm.
Sometimes one and that in this particular case, one is the same. When you realize what was going on, what forced people to leave Europe and seek refuge in America. So yeah, those guys, Superman, and when they came in, a lot of people that came into America back in those days were outsiders. They were outsiders. They spoke with different accents, different languages. They looked different. They were outsiders. So, and Superman, I think Schuster and Siegel were trying to tell that story, their story. So, definitely an immigrant outside story because music.
Okay, no worries, Ray. Love to get to meet you if we pull off this Comic-Con thing next year.
I'm gonna leave that one up to you because I don't rank them because I'm just not.
And by the way, there's already they've already greenlit Sonic 4, and they're probably gonna do like they're talking about like spin-offs or Shadow or who else, and so yeah, the Sonic cinematic universe seems to be kind of kicking off here.
Sonic cinematic universe. That sounds like a burger. Sounds like it's a Sonic. It sounds like fries. I think Sonic cinematic universe. All right, let's see.
You set yourself up for that one, man.
Mint Salad. Mint Salad was her name. And like I said, that was she was telling you how she got her name. Very, very interesting person. I've seen her, I've seen her around. I've seen her on Twitter too, but she does she does a review every day. I mean, I can't watch that many movies because there's too many genres I just don't like. She crosses a lot of genres too, so that was very interesting. William, can we talk about Superman's Rebellion? Yeah, we talk about that all the time. Yeah, we can because, like I said, I think the biggest thing about Superman is people put him on a godlike status, and I think you do yourself a disservice if you assume and expect Superman to be some hopeful, goofy cowboy boy scout nonsense because you are taking away the journey. People just don't get there sometimes, whether it's their upbringing, their environment. There's a story to be told there, and even if he ends up with the hopeful, cheerful Cheerios, smile and all that crap, I want to know how he got there because I don't have the credibility of what you're showing me if I don't see the foundations that it's built on. Even what James Gunn's doing, James Gunn is eventually going to have to get to the point where you get a sense for how he became what he was. And I got a feeling that the honeymoon is going to end slightly in February when we see the context of the story. And it's not this cartoon fluff that people have been saying, now that's what Superman really is. I don't think James Gunn's down for that. I think he's taking influences from a lot of things. If you look at Max Fleischman stuff for a World War II era cartoon, that was pretty deep, man. That was deep because they had the license to be deep back then.
Even just from this first trailer, I definitely didn't get this. This definitely killed any fears I had for the most part. The tone he was going for with Cornsweat Superman was going to be like Jimmy Gilliker's Lois Lane kind of Superman, and so that was
smiling and being happy for no good reason. Yeah, William, I feel that the Superman movie is going to be marketed to Generation Z. Yep, but nobody in that demographic on TikTok either knows or cares about it. Gen Z doesn't support movies like this. I think that if you're a good filmmaker, you can get them all in. I think there are stories, especially when you have a perennial character like this that has been around since before my when my grandfather was a kid type of situation. I could see Superman is universal, so that right there is your door to tell that story to get people's attention. What they got to do once they do that, though, is I think that if they tell a solid story that can resonate, like James Gunn is a Generation Xer. So he could be telling a story based on his experiences as a collector, but he can also, filmmakers like that can also relate because they are in the business of selling something, a product to an audience. So even though I'm a Generation Xer, if somebody else, a Generation Z or millennial, they come in here, I can still sell to them. I've been doing it long enough to where I understand. I can tell you this story from my point of view, but I can reach all generations because I've been doing this for so long, and he's been doing it for so long. So no matter who they target, I still think it will appeal on multiple.
By the way, I think maybe we should save this for kind of later in the show. Maybe it's like a wrap up thing. But do you want to go ahead and share Carrie's story that he shared with us on the Baka stream, but with Jim Lee?
Kind of mixed on that because it's out of context. Because just like I said there and then, right? So he asked that question. I saw him at Comic-Con, by the way. We were at Comic-Con, right? Mm-hmm. The world, as far as DC's business, has changed.
Since right? You talking about Comic-Con last year or this year?
Because that's where he asked the question.
Yeah. So should I go ahead and say it now?
Huh?
Should I go ahead and just share everybody the story?
I guess. Yeah.
Okay, so Carrie Vanderberg, Carrie, if you're watching, is a fellow who's been on the Film Junkies Patreon streams quite a few times, and is definitely a big comic book geek, big DC fan, big Marvel fan, also very much enamored with what Zack Snyder was doing. And, he's definitely in the wanting to see the rest of that story concluded, and he shared with us on the panel that he was at the past Comic-Con. I think he makes it to most San Diego Comic-Cons actually.
Yeah, he does. Because I've seen
him which is he's really God. I'd love to be in that position, be close enough to be able to do that. But anyway, he mentioned that he went up. Well, he mentioned and I've heard the airfare has gone down dramatically post-COVID, so that's
Yes, it has.
But so anyway, he mentioned that he went to the DC booth, and of course Jim Lee was there, and they got to talking, and he asked Jim Lee. Now this is all paraphrasing. We weren't there, so this is not verbatim. But he asked Jim Lee, "Is there any possibility of getting the Zack's intended conclusion to his 5-part, Superman Justice League arc, in a comic book form from DC Comics?" And I saw your ears perk up big time when Carrie shared that. I was like, "Oh," William was like,
I was wondering what he said.
Yeah. He's per Carrie, Jim Lee told him, well, like right now they're trying to their main focus is building what James Gunn is doing, so they're not terribly concerned with like doing anything immediately or with what Zack had intended. And Carrie said he told Jim Lee from that point, he said, well, for what it's worth, that if that were to be something they were to greenlight, that would really that would really mean a lot to me and many other fans. And Carrie said Jim Lee said his reply to him was noted.
Okay.
So
since then, that may as well have been 1,000 years ago, because since then this has happened.
Yeah, and you said that on the stream. Absolute DC is kicked off.
This has happened when we were at Comic-Con. We were sitting in with Scott Snyder and all these people. They were promoting Absolute DC. Now we are knee deep in Absolute DC with 400,000 copies of what I'm holding in my hand being sold, with hundreds of thousands of other copies across the Absolute DC universe being sold. The difference between that question happening at Comic-Con 24 and maybe, Jim Lee were in front of us now, or we meet him again, in July of 2025, is that this has happened and the leverage is there and the proof of marketability is there. That's what I mean when I say math is undefeated, and you have to have something to work with when you go to ask. You have to be talking the language of the people you want something from, and those people want money. So at that point, they're still hanging on to that mindset of, the one thing at a time. But since then, the math has shown them the diversity that this coming out has helped everything. It's helped the mainline titles. So we were in a different reality. We were in a different reality when that question was being asked. Now, a million total copies later, by the time we get to Comic-Con, we'll be talking with a different situation. And I think there's a better chance as these comics go on, and as we get more things like the Batman. Because remember, we weren't even talking about going. We were talking about the Penguin and maybe Arkham and the Batman too, because basically they were inherited projects. Since that time, we have gone over to the point now we have a name for Reeves' universe, and we have other projects that are being added, and you have the success of the Penguin. So we have two distinct things that have shown you the marketability of other characters and the fallacy of just trying to do this one at a time thing. The math is there now. So I would love to run into Jim Lee, now or in July and ask him that very same question. I think you may get a different answer.
Well, love to do that too. So hopefully, that will be something we will be able to get pose that question this coming San Diego Comic-Con. One from Aaron. I hear that Sonic restaurant is yummy food, and that's rim shot, Aaron. My baby sis. It's like she's just
okay. For the rest of
you're a lady after my own heart, Aaron.
That wasn't funny for. I'm with you. It's just whatever. Rational skeptic. William, I believe Zack Snyder has the right to break away from the Donner era. Superman and do something modern. Superman Returns. The Donner era. I mean, a lot of people look at it like it's folklore.
Yeah, we talked about that too on the Vox stream.
Yeah, it fit its era. It fit its era. It was good for the time, and it still resonates, and that's fine. But when you try to apply some of the things that worked in that era to this one, once again, the world has changed. You are going to look cartoonish if you try to do that. And like I said, I'm not a Donner cut guy. The one I got in theater is just fine. Sometimes your editors and your producers get it right. As a matter of fact, most of the time, your editors and your producer get it right. We only hear about the noise being made when they fuck up. But that plane that lands safely never makes the news. So like I said, the majority of these movies that get cut up and whatever, you got people whose job it is to look at it from a different perspective and do that. And Donner in some cases, Ridley Scott are the same. Not every cut needs to see the light of day.
That ping noise is making me really envious right now, William, because it's like for anybody who wasn't in here during the Violent Night Watch party we did earlier. It's like I lost my phone earlier today. I have no idea where it is. I've looked high and low for it. I can't find it. Every time I try to call, it's like I don't hear it ringing anywhere. So, apparently, it's like other people try to call, it's still ringing, so it's alive wherever it is. But so I'm still trying to find it. Hopefully, it turns up. But if I don't find it pretty soon, I guess I'm adding a new phone.
How far away do you look from you? I thought you sat down to the studio.
But that's the thing. We checked. I went back in there. I checked because it's very just the makeup of the place. It's very easy for me to retrace my steps in there. It's like where I put my jacket, where I put all my stuff when I went on the mat for class this morning.
Did you dial it while you were there?
No.
Oh, come on, dude! That should have been the first thing you did.
Oh no! No! I thought you meant that I dialed the actual phone, like that, make a phone call in there. No, we did try to call the phone in there, and didn't hear it. So I am really at a loss for where my phone is.
But you may have muted it.
Yeah, that's the only reason I can think of why I'm not. Every time we try to call it, I'm not hearing it. It might have been on silent, which is weird because I don't usually do that. But yes, all these ping noises, these wonderful ping noises from a dude who has a phone right now is making very up. So yeah, if I can't locate it soon, I guess I'm adding a cell phone to my Christmas list very belatedly this year. So.
All right. Well, if Superman Returns,
I don't think you'll talk William into that.
No, I mean, I don't. The movie, like I said, it's just not a good movie in my opinion.
I'm definitely not. I'm definitely way less enamored with it than I am with Man of Steel. But I do think it's better than it gets credit for. It's like they're a good Superman. Like the plane rescue is definitely a really great Superman sequence. Him like zooming through Metropolis when the earthquake's happening, saving people. There's good Superman moments in it. I think Brandon, he really didn't get the chance to shine in what he could do with it until he came back for Crisis. That was where he really showed his potential, as far as I'm concerned, for what he could do with Superman. And I'm glad he got to do that because it's like we really got to see the full spectrum of potential, that he had. And I still want to see one last kind of hurrah with him as Superman. So, and maybe that might be something we could ask Jim Lee about too. It's like, hey, we're not just strictly Snyder guys. It's like give us everything with with DC. It's like we're William. I've been very much advocates of the Elseworlds multiverse. Just, I mean, get greedy, as William says. So.
All right. They're selling a lot, and not everything sells out. Plus, I've adjusted my orders so that I always have enough in. But they are doing very well. Yes, please like, subscribe, and if you're watching over on Twitter, please come over to where we're at. Let me go ahead and put that.
Daniel says, William Brad, what do you think is more crucial for DC's movies at this juncture? Critical acclaim or financial success?
Critical acclaim right now for this one movie. Critical acclaim.
Think so?
I think, but yeah, because if the movie is if it done well, because like I said, not everybody who wants to go see the movie will be able to be in the theater. Movies are expensive. You may be watching this on Max. You may be watching this later on in the cycle. Some people just can't get to any movie. I mean, I know some people who wanted to take their kids to Sonic, but couldn't afford to. So, but does that mean that movie is any less, than than what you're expecting? I just think right now you have to look at a lot of different factors that can determine whether a movie is a success or not. Box office, if like I said, after we get past this movie, then it'll be more critical that the financial success be there, because then that becomes your barometer. But right now, you're seeing that if you can put out a movie and it changes the atmosphere in which is it accepted in, because in that case, you're going to make your money back with the universe. This is a door to your universe. The universe pulling in money is important, but any one particular film, especially the very first one, the brand, it's just not there right now. The brand has been damaged to the point where there's either apathy or distrust. So yeah, that is the critical acclaim, and from the people who see it. No matter how many people who see it, those people, you want to hear them coming out in awe. And if you do that, you're on the right track, because your next movie, Aquaman didn't make $1 billion because it was Aquaman. Aquaman made $1 billion because of the previous exposure that he had in those other movies. Even a bad Justice League movie, the MILFs saw Momoa without his shirt off, and that's what they want. They're coming to see that movie. So I think this is the first step. It might.
I remember.
Step, but
I remember being at a New Year's Eve party. I remember being at a New Year's Eve party that that year, 2018. With an organization my parents were a part of. Some family friends that were there, and there was one lady I was talking to. I mentioned like how much I enjoyed Aquaman. And she said, "Oh yeah, I've been meaning to see that because I dig Momoa with no shirt on." So
yeah, he's the MILF magnet.
Yeah.
Oh, William, are you guys at the movie more extreme fans of Zach? No matter how small they are, completely destroy the credibility of the movie because no, because I think the bad business people will hear them. The good ones will not. You don't make your money on the extremes. You make your money in the middle. So you can't. The good regimes know where to take their cues from.
And actually, kind of related to that. Let me highlight this one from Aaron real quick. Yeah, Aaron. It's like I looked all over the place in the school and my place. And see, you know what? Here's what it is. You know what's gonna my luck. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and I'm gonna find this thing in 5 minutes. Because that happened has happened to me before. It's like I lose keys, I lose my phone, I lose my wallet, I pull my hair out, and then it's like and then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, it was sitting right out in the open the whole time. That's how these things usually go for me, as far as like losing items like that. So I very much would love that and hate that at the same time if that's what happens tomorrow. But
yeah, I would not have come home. I can't. I would not have been able to come home without it. They would have to just keep that damn place open. I've been turning shit over.
Well, I'm not the owner of the school, man.
No, but you just let them know, hey, I got to find my phone.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. But what was I was going to ask about to Daniel's question again, because you kind of like parallel a lot of these things with what you do business wise, and I'm kind of. Have you ever been in a situation where it's like you had a lot of customers like clamoring for something, and maybe there's a portion of them that are overzealous, but you took that business venture anyway, just despite the kind of more overzealous portion of that clientele?
Money's money.
Okay.
You see, here's the thing: when it comes to Snyder fans, no matter what level they're on, and I always say this, they get called all these names. They get called extremists, they get called cultists, they get called this, and they get called that. Everything but the one thing that you should have probably been called first, which is customers. So when you talk to a fan and approach a fan as if they were a paying customer, the conversation is different. The conversation has changed because there's reason now. Because you know what? You may be a hothead, you may be whatever, but as long as you're not, you're not getting threatening, you're not getting too crazy. I still want to dislodge that cash from that wallet. It's the same mission for the guy who's a non-extremist. It's the same mission for the moderate. You just have to find different ways to do it. So if you're an overzealous guy like that and you just really are excited about that, I temper your excitement with reality to play, okay, this is what I can do for you. And I can do this better than anybody else is going to be able to do it for you. Here's what I can give you. And I keep giving you consistently this. But the worst thing you could do, as long as there's something to give that customer, you continue to make money off of it. And you shape that. See, like Phil said, people become extremists when the first step was to treat them like they were trash. And when you treat people like that, they get defensive. The automatic reaction of somebody is when you attack them like that, they're going to attack you back. And you should never have an antagonistic approach to your customer as long as within reason. Now, you can demand decorum and a certain amount of respect. Like you can't come into my store, kicking my counters over and shit. I don't care how much money you get. But once you develop that rapport, you're going to have that respect. The conversation usually is not going to get to that level because they understand and you understand, and you demand this, and I can supply this. That's it. And that's the conversation with Snyder fans, no matter who they are, has never started with you're a customer, their needs as a customer.
Exactly.
And like I said, regardless of what people may think of them, I can't believe no place I've ever heard of or known can stay open by trying to replace their customers for some maybe customers. It just never happens. The foundation that your franchise is generally built on is that guy. And you're going to go for some shaky shit that might bring the house down? No. You have that guy in front of you right now. You have his ear. And like I said, you got to make some changes. You got to
yes, it is.
Yeah. You got to make hey, I'm not going to be able to, we're going to have to stop carrying this line of comics. But what I am going to do for you is I'm going to make sure that you have all those comics and that, me and you are going to have a conversation. And if this doesn't exist, I think you trust me, don't you? Here, read this. Black Label's going away, pick up the new Vertigo. It's not, but you talk to your customer and you communicate with your customer and say, we got to change directions, but I value the fact that you're here. What would keep you? What can I do within reason to keep you along for this ride so that I add you to this new group of people that may or may not be coming? Because if it doesn't work out with if this direction I took the company doesn't work out and the sales aren't there, where's my customer at that? I've already kicked the other guy out the door. So you need to take all the customers, the ones that you've had, you need to form a mentality that I'm going to take care of you. There's going to be some changes, but that's not what happened. What happened with DC customers is they were basically the company tried to replace them. They tried to replace them. They tried to replace them with shaky foundations. Like right now, none of us know. Even if we all agree that James Gunn's Superman is not going to bomb, none of us know is that ever going to be as a solid foundation as the people you called cultists. You know what? Cult members are? They're very devoted with their money.
Yeah.
You see a cult member. I see a guy with a wallet and some cash. I see somebody whose card I can run through my thing. That's what I see. And once you treat somebody like a customer, their attitude changes. The defense is not there. If I'm doing my best to keep you as my customer because you took a shot on me, the hostility is not there as much. I'm not going to be able to satisfy you all the time, but I'm trying. I'm making an effort. people appreciate that effort. Customers appreciate that effort. And like I said, DC is, you know, in Warner Brothers by extension has done a horrible job in community. They're so faithful. Everybody's so faithful that the grass is greener on the other side that we don't need those customers. We're going to do this and it's automatically going to make this and that with no data, with no proof of execution, with no proof of concept. You're just assuming that it's different, that it's going to be more. And you're taking that risk with the faithfulness of your customer that is already here and shows you. So yeah, that's what when people want to start calling names to people, add customer to it, and I think it changes the whole conversation.
Well, yes, yes, he does. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's part of the retail. The most important part of the retail is there's money, there's cash, but there's trust. You know, if the more trust you get with a customer, the more money you get out of them. I got guys that come in here now that, you know, they know I'm going to be able to get a piece of merchandise for them. That's why they keep coming back. You know, once I fuck up, and not only do I fuck up and not give them that, I don't communicate with them properly. I just never get back to you. You came in and you wanted an omnibus. All right. And I just never got it. I never came back to you. Never called. I just stopped talking to you. All that work I did to get that customer in there to even ask me for that omnibus just goes down the drain. So when you have a customer standing in front of you with money in hand, take care of them. And that's what DC had. They didn't take care of them. So now here we are, hoping and praying that the thing that you forsook them for is the real deal. And we're not going to know that until July. That's not
we're not going to, and even then we're not going to know long term if it's going to be.
Yeah, long term, because like I said, Superman can lose money and it still be the right decision and it still be the foundation of something special. But you got to have faith in what, you know, the strong foundation that your customers give you will allows for you to do these other things. The strong foundation and the trust that the rapport you built with a customer allows you to experiment. Why? Because they are your safety net. If it doesn't work out and you've treated them right, when you fall, they are your safety net. And like I said, I can't believe that people who have gone to Ivy League schools and business classes and customer relations classes and are part of running corporations couldn't figure that out over the course of the years that DC Films or whatever the hell they were called were then. So I think the new guy can and will.
Yeah, just letting all you Power Rangers fans know, there's yeah. Oh, and Aaron, by the way, because we had a little bit, we kind of talked the other day on social media about Power Rangers Zeo, and I said, yeah, they were. I wasn't as big on Zeo as Mighty Morphin, but the best thing Zeo, my favorite section of Zeo is when they had the Golden Ranger, when they had Jason as the Golden Ranger. That defined Zeo for me was Jason coming back as the Golden Ranger. So and I had that. He's another one. The action figures I had. Pyramidus was an awesome Zord. He became like almost like the Zeo version of the White Ranger. I mean, that was how cool his comeback was on that.
Done after Zeo side.
Yeah. Well, he came back in Turbo.
Turbo and all those other ones.
Turbo's horrible. I hate Turbo.
What do you think it's going to be? I think it's going to be both. I think Wally West will be there, but I think Barry Allen will have existed depending on when they tell the story. Because I don't think you're, especially if he's as faithful to the comics as he's been, you're not going to just get a Wally West without a Barry Allen situation there. So I think they might not be up on the screen, but you will have had a Barry Allen.
Yes, they do, Music Man.
Yeah, and you can't do that as a retailer. You have to salvage things. Just because things don't work out, you can't just throw everything away because you don't have the resources to build that back up. You don't have that. Customers are capital, and when you tell them, when you don't hold on to them, it becomes a problem. They are the capital. They are the currency that allows you to do everything. Any guessing game that you think you can take your franchise on, any risk that you think you can take, is built on the foundations of those people. And I always say, wreck runways lead to crash planes. You know, the customer that Warner Brothers and DC Films or DC Studios is trying to build this on now is a runway. They are trying to take their brand new jumbo jet and they're trying to get lifted off of the tarmac, but there's a whole bunch of wreckage there that's causing some issues. You still might be able to do it, but you could have done it with a lot more ease and a lot less resources spent if they would have just taken care of the customer that they had.
Numbers since Well, should we go ahead and dive into?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and give you your.
Okay, and
You wanna pull up
Williams, of
graphics?
course,
Go
he
ahead.
could care less about Sonic, so he's gonna step away for a minute.
Less
Say again.
would be too much.
Okay, so my thoughts on Sonic the Hedgehog 3. I went and saw it Thursday night. Overall, had a lot of fun with it. I really, I've been digging the Sonic movies. To give a little, just kind of TLDR on the story. So, as was teased at the end of Sonic 2, there's this new guy in town named Shadow, another hedgehog with super speed. He's busted out of a lab. He wants to pay back for some past ways he was wronged, and Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails, they end up kind of having to team up with Dr. Robotnik, played by Jim Carrey. And the movie kind of takes some twists and turns from there. Overall, I think if you're a Sonic fan, whether of the movies or the video game franchise, I think you will enjoy this a lot. This might be my favorite now that I think about it, and I've liked them. I've liked them pretty consistently. Throughout it's and it goes back. It really is a testimony to, I guess, the as The Rock would put it, listening to the fans is not always a bad thing. The Sonic redesign, I think we all agree, definitely saved this franchise, because we've got a trilogy plus the fourth movie and potential spin-offs on the way. So that redesign was definitely a good call. And of course, now this is definitely the part that Williams, probably why he other than maybe just not being interested in the character, but why he tunes out on this franchise is Jim Carrey's Dr. Robotnik. I mean, what else can I say? He's been just a wacky, cartoony delight throughout this whole series, and he brings his A game to that. It's not just as Dr. Robotnik, but also as his grandfather, Gerald Robotnik. In this one, it's an awesome dual role, maybe with a bit of a moment of meta humor relating to that too. Just saying. And yeah, there's some interesting things that happened. In fact, let me go ahead and bring this up, because I actually did, from my work with Compa.com, which is one of the outlets I contribute to now. I went ahead and I did an ending explainer on this, which I did probably like 10 or 12 of those when I was a Screen Rant. And here was one I did for Sonic 3, specifically relating to Dr. Robotnik's ending. So yeah, just kind of give you a little quick little cliff notes of that there. So yeah, so I've written on that so far. I'll go ahead and put in the chat for you guys. Feel free to give it a look. Put it right here. But yeah, overall, this is definitely it's weird to say, call like more of the same. It sounds like Fate praise when you say that, because I think people could read that as like that's not evolving. It is more of the same, but it's also it is adding some more weight to it in some aspects with the characters. Keanu Reeves is like he's really he really brings a lot of weight and gravitas to his portrayal of Shadow. There's a tragedy and a pathos and a relatability to him, to his performance of Shadow, that I think actually maybe isn't all that far off from John Wick. In certain respects. He's a character. Shadow is the character everybody really gets behind in this movie. He's the character that everybody really cheers for and roots for, even when he's in an antagonist role. The effects on the super speed, very top notch. A lot of great action scenes with Sonic, with super speed and what have you. And yeah, the ending goes in ways that I think probably people are going to be really excited and interested in, and a lot of surprises with it for where this could go. But overall, as a Sonic fan, as a fan of this franchise, I absolutely loved it. Had a lot of fun with it. Jim Carrey just doing his Jim Carrey thing as Dr. Robotnik, and doing it in spades. I think this is definitely do very well, box office wise over the holidays. So overall, if you are interested in seeing Sonic, if you are not William, basically, and your Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is something you are contemplating checking out theatrically, I'd say go see it. I think you will definitely enjoy it. So that's my review of Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
All right. Well,
Yes, he
Sure.
does. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Rhea. Yes, he absolutely does. And
Yeah.
again, it's like that's the thing everybody's been saying about this series since it started with it, with his portrayal of Doctor Robotnik, is that it harkens back very much to his to his '90s heyday when when he was in Liar Liar and Ace Ventura and Dumb and Dumber and all the movies William hates that he did. It's again where he's again playing basically a live action cartoon, and this is definitely very much a throwback to that. I would not be surprised if we saw him at least one more time as Dr. Robotnik. He definitely uh, he, other than like the kind of the Sonic connection to it, or that he definitely he's half the reason why I think this franchise has done as well as it does. His portrayal of Dr. Robotnik and how much of a live action cartoon he is in this series. So okay. So my thoughts on Sonic 3. Oh, Carrie's in the chat. Hey, William Brad, I just want to say I appreciate you guys understanding my point of view. It feels so comes on Superman movie, DC Studios. Yeah, and Carrie, we I don't know if you were watching it but we actually shared your story with Jim Lee that you shared with us on the vodka stream, and of course William kind of extrapolated on why the whole noted comment you got could ultimately portend good things in the future with kind of what you were asking about there. But yes,
Yeah, and a lot of times, when you have with everything that Carrie said over on there, and what he's feeling now, as a customer, the rules, there are no rules when it comes to he's right. He's right. Now we may have a different way to go forward, see what we can get to that goal, but he's 100% right to feel that way. Once again, Carrie was the customer that you had. Carrie was the guy coming in with two fistfuls of money, giving him to you all the way till the end. Carrie is gold to a retailer. Carrie and guys like him are absolute platinum. We need Carrie. I can't survive without guys like Carrie on any level. So when I hear other fans, even if we not necessarily agree with what he's saying, the top and the bottom line when it comes to Carrie's a customer. We as retailers need to move in the direction of our customers, not run away. And when I hear fans, the people who are the most unqualified to treat a customer that way are other fans. For fans to say stupid shit about Snyder Bros, you need to move on. Fuck you. All right, that's what I say about that. Because as a retailer, you're telling my customer to go away. You're telling my customer to go somewhere besides my doors. That's a problem. But I expect that from fans. Because from their point of view, from the safety of these QWERTY and these keys, you're safe. What a fan says has no bearing on anything. Fans can say stupid shit, but if retailers and executives and people who are doing the selling do stupid shit, it's costly. It's costly. Why all the effort you made into calling, Carrie, whatever, if you'd have given a quarter of that effort into saying, hey, Carrie, what would keep you here? What can I do? I have to make this direction change because I got this, but I don't want to lose you. You're important to me. Your time was valuable. Your money was valuable, and I'm going to extend it out to there. I want to keep you. I wouldn't be able to make this shift without you. But I can't just assume that because it didn't work out that there's no customers out there. You literally have money that tells you that there was people who went to go see these things. There might not have been enough, as many as you wanted to in your imagination and the hallucinogenic mind to make $1 billion out of some of these movies, but that doesn't matter because you didn't get $1 billion. That $873 million doesn't mean anything. Those people don't mean anything. So like I said, yes, things change, but nothing changes enough to say bye to the customer you have. That's a death knell. That's a poison pill. That's financial suicide. That is you don't need to be behind an office, or a desk or a counter if you can't come with that. And like I said, they have paid the price. They have paid the price. But those guys are gone. They need to stay gone. And one of the last remaining ghost is now turned it over to somebody who legally he has to abide by whatever they agreed on. So I like my chances here. But I'm not going to give up on. I'm a completist too. Like I said, consistency is very important. Your customers are there, and they stay with you, whether they, over the other guy and the other guy after that, because you followed through. You gave them something that they liked, and you kept giving it to them, and you followed through. And when it was time to end, you let them know, hey, this is over. We're moving on to something else. If you do that, if you treat your customers like that, 9 times out of 10, they're going to stick with you. Because guess what? The merchandise is one thing. The trust is between you and I. The trust is between the retailer and the consumer. The merchandise gets switched out. The movies can get switched out. But if I've built a level of trust where you can count that I'm doing the best that I can and giving you the best that I can, you are going to get what DC does not have right now. And that's the benefit of the doubt. That's what Marvel has. Marvel has had hiccups. Not all the movies have been great, but they've never stopped trying to give you the best thing that they could possibly give you.
There's a reason why they could put out. There's a reason why they could put out a crummy Captain Marvel movie and have it make $1 billion.
Yeah, but no, Carrie, you were right, and like Paul last night on the vodka stream. When people say they got to start listening to the listeners, all that, you got to listen to all of them, not just the ones that you want that are or carbon copies or whatever you're saying. If Carrie was my customer, Carrie would be like a red alarm to me. Because Carrie is money walking out the door, and I can't afford that. So, yeah, thanks, Carrie. And like I said, I miss you, man. I miss being on the on these.
Yeah, I think Carrie, you told me is like you because that was the first time I'd seen you either on the vodka stream or the patron stream in a while, and you mentioned like there's some kind of like family move or something he had done. There's just he wasn't able to hop on for a while, so I think this is the first time he's on the wall. So good seeing you again there too, man.
Yeah, and what she's saying is right, is exactly what it is. Yeah, my thoughts, some people associate the company with its values rather than its products. They may choose to avoid it based on a reputation, a lack of trust. But yeah. I mean, the way you do business is you. The product, like I said, the product is interchangeable. Everything behind me on this wall can be switched out. We all carry similar products here in town. And same thing with any city that you live in, your comic book store owners are pretty much going to have consistently the same major stuff, with a few variations. But each one of these stores has somebody behind the counter that person connects with. I know a lot of these guys. I do business with a lot of them. Ralph, who I consider to be a mentor over at Alternative Reality. He's been in business since in '89, and I remember when I first opened up, I picked his brain. When you go because of Ralph's way of doing things, the atmosphere that Ralph gives you, the trust that he's built with his customers. And I have people that come to me for what I can provide them. It's that synergy. It's that relationship that you get. That's what you got to build. And when you build that, you know what? Hey, I didn't get Absolute Batman in #4 before it sold out for you. But you know what? That customer's not going to punch me in the head and be like, you son of a bitch, you failed me. No, he's going to come back and he's going to get Absolute Batman #4 and #5 because overall I have treated him right. And like I said, Roosevelt said it. I paraphrase it. The American people can take bad news if you give it to them straight. And if you're honest with your customers and you tell them, hey, this is where we're going, they never gave. The problem with DC's customers is they never gave that customer the chance to grow with them. They just wanted to replace them. You have the fans who just bought into the bullshit. Oh, move on. Oh, you guys need to get over it. Like I said, not one of those guys as one of those people as their customer. You're telling your retailer to dismiss a paying customer. I don't know any business that's going to stay open with that mentality.
Well, Ray has also got a super chat for us. Anyone think Keanu as Shadow? I don't know if I'd say too on the nose, but he definitely has a bit of a John Wick kind of as in Hedgehog 4. A second? No, he doesn't have a gun, but persona wise, like he definitely has. You can see a bit of like a John Wick with a hedgehog as a hedgehog, sort of John Wick in a hedgehog's body, kind of maybe vibe is what they were going for with it. And I can't wait for that. But speaking of John Wick, a ballerina, man.
When does that come out?
That's out in June. That actually got bumped. It was a funny story. That was going to be out June this year, and then that got bumped for the Crow. That was going to, was got shifted to that date. Then the Crow got bumped to August, and then it ended up bombing anyway. So, yeah,
I gave Zaslav a chance, and he fucked it up.
Yeah.
And I'll say this. I'll preface what I'm about to say with this. He is infinitely better than the heaping pile of shit that he came in. And some of the decisions he's made, Coyote versus Acting Batgirl, those are decisions he had to make. But when the relationships to looking at, when I just said dismissing a customer that's in front of you, that's what he did. That's what he did. There was no regard for the people who have given you their money, even the people who went to go see them. Oh, well, not enough people went and see them, but that didn't, not nobody, and enough people, were still there that you really needed to take care of them. Some way, make some effort. Maybe it doesn't work out, but the way he handled the whole hiring of the DC Studios head and the mess that was, and the miscommunication. I gave him his chance, and then I started to realize that, this guy wasn't, the type of person you need to make decisions and he realized that. That's why he got a studio head. But no, he made some critical errors coming in, and you can't get those back, unfortunately. Like I said, is he better than the previous regime? Oh, fuck yes. No, without a doubt. But once again, the way this all started was a bad look, and it sent it on its way to the point where we're all hoping and dreaming that Superman is this massive success, when you could have done things at the outset as the CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery that could have ensured it. So yeah, and he didn't get here yesterday. He's been Warner Brothers Discovery CEO he's going on 3 years now.
Jury is not.
He had time to do better, and he had the opening to do better, and he didn't. So yeah.
The jury is not out on Zaslav's tenure. Yeah.
Hold on.
Carrie says, I had to be incognito on Dave's stream for a while and turn Twitter to private because a previous employer took my tweets about the air cut out. Okay. That's what, sorry that happened, man. That sucks. But I mean, again, glad you're able to not have to go incognito anymore. Because really enjoy seeing tonight on the stream with Dave. Daniel, super chat.
Hold on for a second. We'll get to that star. Hold on, no star. Mm-hmm. I disagree. It was The Rock shouting in his mouth about being the new regime he wasn't part of. Why?
I would have shouted my mouth off about the old regime that The Rock was trash talking.
There was no pilot at the plane. And what The Rock did was at the behest and with the authority of the people who were running DC Films at the time, which was Abdi and DeLuca. The Rock had invested capital in that, his time into that, his reputation into that, and you had no competent management at the time. And as far as everybody we knew as promoters of those movies, that they were going, Abdi and DeLuca, because there was nobody saying yes to the job, that they were going to go forth with what they were doing with that. That was a decision made by the people who were current at that time running the division. So The Rock did what they said, and The Rock did the right thing for that particular time. There was nobody, Hamada, none of those clowns that preceded anybody were doing anything, and he had to. Now, there shouldn't have even been a space for The Rock to step into. That was a problem. If I'm The Rock and there's nobody driving the plane, then if my capital and my reputation is that plane, you damn right I'm going to get into that pilot seat and try to do what I can. Yeah. Now, go back to that real quick.
Daniel agrees.
But you can't. It starts at the top. You can't blame The Rock for what happened there. You have to blame the guy who gets the highest paycheck in the company, and that was David Zaslav. Had David Zaslav properly communicated things to everybody at the table, you would not have had a situation like that. He didn't know what he wanted to do. And like I said, at the same time, he's interviewing people for DC Studios. He's sending Abdi and DeLuca on their way to go ahead and, as if he wasn't going to hire anybody. That's one guy. And I wish people would stop blaming The Rock over that. The Rock didn't run Warner Brothers Discovery. The Rock wasn't in charge of Warner Brothers. And if The Rock had any space to get in there at all, that's when you have bad leadership.
Mm-hmm.
If if there's any confusion about who's running shit, then that's the boss's fault. So sorry about that.
Dan, do you see this DC slate as a Venn diagram, a little connectivity with some intersection, or do you see a team up movie as still the penultimate goal?
I think the team up movie will be a penultimate goal, but I don't know. That he could be basically starting out with the team up movie and starting out with the team already existence, and then there's basically making separate movies. So I don't know. I don't know.
I was a Saslov supporter too. We got Ray Hamada, Emmerich brought on Abdi Luca. Yep, yeah, with you there. Totally with you there, Kerry.
Yeah,
and I saw Black Adam multiple times myself. I thought the movie was fantastic. Even if it hadn't had Henry Cavill return as Superman, I still really.
I was already going to go see it. Yeah. Here's the thing about that, and I heard this on vodka stream on some of these streams. Black Adam made a considerable amount of money. It didn't bomb like that. You don't know what a bomb is. And two, that wasn't what Zaslav was basing his decision on. Because remember, that movie was made under a different regime. You're not going to hire and fire and not go forward with something that happened. They could have just wrote that off as like, you know what? If we'd have been making this movie, we'd have been able to do this. Because they ended up hiring a guy whose only film with them lost $52 million. So the box office of Black Adam, if the box office of Black Adam was what stopped, them from going forward with that, then it should have stopped the gun from being hired. But thank God they were looking at things beyond that. Because if you look at the money that Black Adam made, those decisions were still, if James Gunn says no, then Black Adam's box office is not going to matter. They're still going forward because there was nobody that in that spot. So you can't say it was Black Adam bomb when if James Gunn said no and they said, you know what, Luca Abley, go for it with your plan. You saw where they were going. Black Adam, as far as they were concerned, if Black Adam had bombed, it wasn't on their watch, and they still saw viability in the character. So, all right. Okie dokie. Let's get on to Absolute Batman number.
Yes, 3. And like I said, I have bought this issue. I have not read it yet, so I'm going to be kind of an audience member now.
I read it. And where'd I go? Oh, right here. I got so many covers of it. All right, Absolute Batman number 3 is, what's the title of this one? I love that. The Zoo. It's still the Zoo Part 3. Still the Zoo Part 3. I love this opening page. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on me. Opening page. The zoo is the theme. This has been the uniting theme of everything that's gone on because of what happened to the zoo. And and how it affects people. Now right here, they're driving through the street. They're still fighting the Black Masked men and the party gang. What happens here is remember how big that Batmobile is. It's huge. It's a big, construction excavating machine. He flips a button and it turns basically into this. Let me see if I can bring this up. It turns into something that looks a lot like a composite between the tumbler and from the long side it looks like something that looks like from that angle right there, it kind of looks like the Reed stuff, and it has a gun turret and everything else. Now Alfred is still with him. Alfred is trying to this whole time he's trying to get Batman to see if he can take a different more espionage negotiation path to try to see if he can get deeper into finding out who the party gang worked for. Now it's the Joker. It's a different version of the Joker that's in here in this universe. Alfred has used his espionage skills to trace the money to all these black prison sites that this organization is setting up. And one of them is there's a letter difference in all of them. Arc M is the one that's being set up in Gotham, and it's set up by a mysterious entity called JK, and obviously that means joke. So he's trying to find out through this, but this whole thing, with the backdrop of the story was him meeting him being Batgirl, or not Batgirl, I'm sorry, Catwoman. She is the backup character here. And there you see her right there. She takes something from Bruce and he's chasing her across the rooftops. And while this is happening, she's already agile. She's already an acrobat type of thing, and he's not. And she's kind of coaching him through his fears. And there's one moment where here she's jumping from one rooftop to another, and he doesn't think he can do it. And he tells her, just when you're trying to tackle something like this, when you're trying to cross a great divide, just look straight ahead. Don't look down. Don't look down at the height. And that's something that it looks like that it resonates with him, and he uses it in his adult life. So there's a relationship with Catwoman and him. It's built. It starts getting built here. Also, the relationship with Alfred continues. Alfred, as he's crashing out of this installation that they were in last issue, Alfred jumps on the vehicle with him, and he actually gets into the gun turret once it transforms. He gets in the gun turret and he shoots it, and it's non-lethal bullets. And it's funny because Alfred's like, of course he uses non-lethal bullets. So that was funny. And this whole time, now we get to see his mother. Martha Wayne is in there, and she's kind of like a anti-corruption crusader working for Mayor Gordon, and she's up against these same guys that Batman's fighting, and there's a point where there's a conversation where he wants his mother to kind of back down because it's dangerous, and it juxtaposes itself on a conversation that Batman is having with his friends, who are basically like guys like Edward Enigma, criminals like that, who are not the criminal level that we know them are yet. They're still just friends of Batman. And they want him to back off because what he's doing is he's going to all these people and trying to get bits and pieces of information. But his friends like Edward Enigma wants him to, hey, kind of like lay off, not out of anything nefarious, but he's actually his friends. He's actually friends with these people that will become his enemies. Also, Edward Enigma, you get to see him. He's making an AI that tells riddles and jokes, and that will probably end up being the basis of the Riddler. That'll probably be their twist on this universe. Whereas it's not actually the human doing it. It's actually this robot, this AI that he's creating that will end up being the Riddler. And there's the picture from the very first episode, our very first issue. That's the Joker. So it's going to be interesting to see what circumstances, because the Joker is not the crazy laughing guy. He in this universe, he's a calculating ex-spy MI6 type of guy who's capable of taking out other subversive organizations, and he's manipulating all this. So they haven't completely shown him yet. That's the most they've shown him, but I'm looking forward to it. Let's see. Real quick, I applaud The Rock for trying to take the reins, but he's not a studio head. Like I said, just because I take the controls of the plane doesn't mean we're not all going to die. I got to do something, So yeah. All right, real quick, let's see. Get some of the more finer points of this one without spoiling it for you guys, because I do want you. I hope you guys are reading. I hope you guys are reading this. I hope you guys are reading Absolute Batman. I know hundreds of thousands of you are. But yeah, here's Batman with his non-lethal. I'm sorry, but those people don't look like they're going to be okay. But yeah, he's that's Alfred at the gun, and there's Alfred's at the gun turret. You can kind of see that right there, because they're fighting these guys and shooting at him. At the same time, he's trying to talk Bruce into a more stealthy way of attacking it. And here's the AI that will become the Riddler, and he's working on it right now. So the Riddler is going to be, like I said, it's going to be basically an android. What else stood out in this issue? Let's see. There's some familiar faces that you're going to see here, and Oh, Catwoman, they're kids, and she takes them to there's this whole ruse to take his, I forgot what she took from him, but he ends up chasing her across all the rooftops and all that, was to get him into this movie, and it's Zorro. And for those of you who know Batman lore, Zorro was a big part of the Masked Hero, things like that, that inspired along with the Bat. And it's funny because it ends up being a ruse to get him to go see Zorro because they're throwing a surprise party for him. All his friends, his surviving friends from the zoo, are, you know, saying, hey, surprise Bruce and all that. And it shows you the relationship that he grew up with these people with. And even though some of them have gone the criminal path, he doesn't see them like our Batman and our world would. Not yet, because they haven't done the horrible things yet that they might do. They may never do. And there's his mother. It's just weird.
Fine.
Yeah, those guys are cool. Yeah, they're this just like that. Yeah. Yeah, this is like the guy whose arm got cut off. I'm pretty sure
it's just internal bleeding,
Yeah, so here's Bruce with his mom, just trying to talk her out of being the kind of crusader that she is, because he feels that she's in danger. He's kind of a hypocrite because everybody's trying to talk him out. Let's see, a couple other things here that Alfred has a daughter. Alfred's daughter is in here, and he's estranged because of the life he lives. He hasn't seen her. He's got a grandkid in here. But yeah, it's without spoiling it, it's more character arc building. It's all leading to the Joker. It's all these guys are all working for the Joker, or this universe's version of the Joker. But he's not insane in this universe. He's a cold, calculating killer and terrorist. So it's going to be interesting to see. But yeah, some of the covers. Let me show you the variant cover. Like this is the one variant cover. That's the one I was reading from right now. But we have
that's the one I got.
Yeah, we have this one over here, which is
Let's take it a second here. Let me see.
So we have the A cover. This is the cover, and each of the variants, when you open up the variants, they have this cover in there. But they also have variant covers. That's your A cover. That's him fighting black masked people, and he's using his the extensions on the ends of his wings to basically walk and hold them down. This is I forgot who did this cover because I can't see the signature on it, but this is another version of the cover. This is covers. Used to tell me, smart. I think it's cover C. There's that one right there. And so those are the two variants that I have left. Also, on an unrelated note, J. Scott Campbell's going to bankrupt me. I ordered one of these, the version cover with his signature. And then I have a whole bunch of other ones that, I love J. Scott Campbell. And I have, I got the Sheena, Queen of the Jungle that he did. I'm going to get that autographed at Comic-Con. So it's like $30 an autograph. So I'm going to have to save up my money, but I love that's X-23. I love his artwork. And the reason I connect with him is because when he was getting started, it was at the same time I was getting started as a store. So I even told him that when I met him in San Diego. I'm like, dude, I feel like we came up together in different ways. So same age group, everything. So, all right. And I haven't had a chance to finish this before I got done. But would Ultimate Universe 1 Year In basically is a book that takes inventory out of what's been going on in most of the universes. And you also had a bunch of variant covers. It had an Ultimate X-Men cover. It had an Ultimate Spider-Man cover. It had this cover right here, which was, like I said, this is the introductory of this universe's Wolverine, which is a big deal. It had a Nick Fury cover. It deals with a lot of the origins and this reality's version of Department H and Weapon X program, Omega Red is in here. But yeah, this new take on Wolverine is it's gonna sell out. It's gonna sell out. Here's a map of the ultimate, Earth in the ultimate world. It shows you all the influences everywhere. You have the Society of South America. You have the former North American Union. You have the European Coalition, the Upper and Lower Kingdoms. That's in Africa. The Eurasian Republic, the Land of the Sun, and it shows you each one of these maps shows you where each character that we're familiar um, operates. Like the Eurasian Republic is Magic Colossus of Omega Red. The High No Kun, the Land of the Sun, is Sunfire, Viper, Silver Samurai. Children of the Eternal Light, that's the Hulk. So yeah, if you're keeping up on them, what this is like not just a year in review, but back in the day, the Ultimates used to have an annual story that what it did is it would introduce some new characters, show you where the old ones are going, but it would be the pace setter for what was going to happen during that calendar year, and that's pretty much like not like an annual, but a flag, a marking of where we're about to take this drastic direction with our universe. This isn't like I said, this hasn't been outselling Ultimate or Absolute Batman, but it's been doing well. It's been doing well. It does strong numbers, and you see different versions of the characters in here, but this Ultimate Universe is different than the one that was killed off in Secret Wars. But it's selling well. I'm really excited for the new Wolverine. Whenever they've introduced whenever you see them introducing a character in the Ultimate Universe, any Ultimate Universe, go get it. Go get it. Because there was this one kid back in Fallout number 4 that they introduced that became pretty fucking popular with Miles Morales. And that character has gone. And Wolverine this is the time for Wolverine. A new version of Wolverine that's going to be really popular amongst generations that weren't buying comics back when the original Ultimate Universe is out there. So a lot of variant covers for it. I haven't gotten all the way through it yet. I thought I'd have the time, but I didn't. But so far, so good. Dramatic differences from what you know. But once again, you want to be reading at least most of the books with all this to click for you. But yeah, it's already gone in the second and third printings. So there you go. Which I had more for you, but I thought I had more time. I'm blaming Brad for me being on the Dave's Patreon stream longer than because I was literally in the middle of reading that. So I think 2025 is going to be a big month. You got Jurassic Park that's going to make a lot of money. I think Superman will make decent money, and then you have it bookended by Fantastic Four, which I think will make really good money. All right, so
Carrie's a big fan of Absolute DC. I love the first Shadows of Batman. I get the issues 2 and 3 about all anything Scott Snyder publishes, creator loyalty. Yep. Amen.
Yeah, there you go. And he's this guy, and I'm glad that they gave him these range of books to do because he's literally changing the course. That's why Carrie, to me, like you have AD and BC and all that, and the line of demarcations when it comes to time. This is pre Absolute Universe and post Absolute Universe. So when we ask Jim Lee that question after this is sold 1 million copies, I think we may get a different answer because I think that they needed to be shown that there's a market, and along with the Penguin, along with these other things, that you can have it all. You just have to manage it right. We don't want a bunch of clutter, but if everything you do is of high quality, do as many as you need to get done. Make that money, All right, so we've covered that. What else is on my goofy? I like my thumbnail, by the way. Oh, hey, do me a favor. Bring up Jared Leto joke.
Oh yeah, is Aaron was asking about that real quick. Let me bring up Carrie's Black House. Really enjoyable. I enjoy more than the gemstones of it. Yeah. They because The Rock is huge in China, so. I mean, William says, the money is really kind of irrelevant to like what their decision making was for DC after that, but it's like they still, they would have loved to that probably would have made it to like a good 500 if it had been.
Anybody, by the way, anybody who tells you that the box office was the reason that they, the Rock got canned and all this stuff, ask yourself this question and be truthful. What if James Gunn had said no? If James Gunn says no, then they were going, like I said, that movie bombing wasn't on their record. They know that there were people screwing with that movie. They knew the whole fight to get the Cavill on that, and in their eyes, why did it take 5 years to get Cavill back on screen, on a proper screen? They were asking the same questions you are, but when you assume things like this, when you come in and take over, you always think that you can do better than the last guy. That's literally why you were there. And they could have wrote off that autopsy as being like, hey, the last regime made a lot of mistakes. I think we're better. We can take this and we can go forward with it. And that's what they were going to do. If James Gunn didn't say yes to the job, that's what they were going to do. So people are going to the box office bombed and that into that. Okay, so you hire a guy whose only foray with you outside of Marvel lost you $50 million. And I'm not saying that James Gunn shouldn't have been hired because of that. What I'm saying is it's hypocritical to say, well, box office and Black Adam was a bomb, which it wasn't. That's why he didn't get hired. But the other guy who had a legitimate bomb, which I love the movie, by the way, got hired. So in this particular instances, he wasn't looking at the box office because there was a lot of circumstances in both cases that you can't do that. But yeah, that's I hear that all the time, and I'm like, that's so fucking annoying. It's just people listening to people listening to people. And it's just,
Wait, let me go and pull up and when I first saw this news, I mean, my only thought was like, what kind of crazy method acting is going to be involved with this?
Somebody's getting a dead rat. I know that.
Not dead, but it's like he's going to like be below 100 pounds probably or is he going to bulk up? I don't know.
He needs muscle. Skeletor's buff.
Well, he's
yeah,
but he's a skeleton too. So
you'll know his face is a skeleton. I think he's. But if you look at Skeletor's ripped up, man. I mean, his face obviously now you know how you got his face and all that, but yeah, when Skeletor is. I think he's going to actually have to put on some pounds for Skeletor. Look at that.
Yeah.
He's going to have to hit the gym. He's a wiry little guy, but that being Jared Leto. But I think he'll he's going to be blue. But hey, you know what? Anytime that you can add an Academy Award winner to your cast.
Yeah, but of course Aaron. Yeah, he's sending bones to people. He's sending bones to people. Yeah, listen, Aaron could totally kick Skeletor's ass, though. Aaron could totally kick Skeletor's ass. He could.
I don't know. He's got magic, so
nah, no contest for my baby sis.
She'd get wiped out. That her and Bison. There's a couple people on here. Yeah, I mean Dora the Explorer. Right? She's in her league right here. I think, and Weinstein. Skeletor is going to be a problem. Kung Fu Panda knows, a non-realistic fighting martial arts, so he could win just basically being a cartoon. She would have been done here. There would have been no chance.
No, Aaron's like Aaron is undefeated.
Stay Puft.
Aaron is like math. She is undefeated.
Yeah, this is she'd be running into some defeats here. Stay Puft, I think she could take Stay Puft. This one is going to be real quick and it's going to be ugly. This no chance. He doesn't even need to get near
Aaron, Jim Carrey.
Gargamel, I think he could take Gargamel.
Yeah, he's gonna be sending bones, skulls. Yeah.
Josh Whedon.
Josh Whedon, Aaron, we got to make that fight happen. That's gonna be a one round first hit knockout.
You might physically be able to take on the mouse, but by influence wise, the mouse is God. So no chance here. I think you're gonna lose your head here. I'm rooting for you for this one because I think
I make that Joss Whedon fight Aaron happen, so I can give it like 100-1 odds and become a millionaire off of it.
This is just you being a bully, Aaron. He has no chance. I don't think he should be doing that one. He doesn't die, so what are you gonna do? I don't even think he minds if you kick him in the nads. So yeah, this one right here, no chance. It's your own homeland's kangaroo, but they have the punching power that can dent steel. So yeah.
Speaking of our own homelands, Brent Foster, Aaron. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
He's a tough cookie, Aaron. I think that might be a tough fight for you. So
yeah, no, I think you could take her. Because she has no real, fighting skill. Now she can beat you with breakdancing moves. That might be a problem, but I think this is how it would end up. I think you could take her.
Stop trash talking about baby sis tonight.
And then Brad just disappeared. Maybe he found his phone. All right. Why the thing? I mean, she's an Australian treasure, man. Which Jim Carrey though? I mean, are we gonna get him as the Ace Man? Am I gonna have her fighting him with his head sticking out of rhinoceros' ass? I don't know. All right, so where did he go? I can't even text him because he doesn't have his phone. All right, so we're gonna wait for him to come back, and he's gonna do the Jim Carrey thing. We've done Sonic. We've talked a lot of Superman trailer. Yeah, I still have use for him though, so I don't want you to kill him yet. But you just snapped red. No, I didn't. He has crazy internet issues sometimes. You know, I have him here. You know, like I said, I'm on my hotspot right now. So, all right, guys. So, what does everybody in here think about the trailer? I mean, that's gonna be our next. After we talk about okay, I'll go ahead and since Brad is gone, I'm gonna go ahead and bring up I'll go ahead and bring up the Jared Leto. Uh-oh. Did Brad find his phone? Oh. Okay. Jared Leto Skeletor. I wasn't expecting this, by the way. I think it's cool, like I said. All right, Jared Leto's. All right, let's bring it up. Hope Brad's okay. All right, here we go. Jared Leto casts a Skeletor in Masters of the Universe movie. Game of Thrones fans' favorite cast as his henchman. I didn't even know that about that part. Jared Leto, wow, he's 52. He looks great. Jared Leto is set to play another maniacal laughing villain on screen. The actor, 52, known for portraying the Joker in Suicide Squad and Zack Snyder's Justice League, has been cast as Skeletor in a live-action Masters of the Universe film, reports Hollywood Reporter and Variety. The film is based on the beloved 80s cartoon He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, and the action figure series was based on. Skeletor is a skull-faced wizard and arch-enemy of Prince Adam of Eternia, a.k.a. He-Man, played by Nicholas Galitzine. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Nick, if you're watching. Galitzine is no stranger to. Oh, no, come on, get rid of that. Is no stranger to playing a royal, having portrayed the fictional Prince Harry in Prime Video's queer romance film Red, White, and Royal Blue in 2023. The British actor, 30, has been bulking up to play He-Man, posting a photo of himself earlier this week with a long sleeve shirt showing off his physique. Oh, there he is. Wow, that dude's jacked. Dude, how tall is it? Is that a small tree or is his head near the ceiling? You guys looking at this? Hey, that's a big dude. That's the right guy, that's for sure. All right. After also joined in the cast as our Sam C. Wilson as Trapjaw. I got a giant Funko Pop of him. Kojo Ata as Triclops and Hafator Bjornsson as Goatman. I'm not really familiar with Goatman. 3 of Skeletor's henchmen. But Bjornsson is well known as fans of family drama as a six. Oh, yeah, he was a mountain. The 6'9", 231 pound. He's way more than 231 pounds. Actor that portrayed Gregor Clegane, the Mountain in Game of Thrones, Cersei Lannister's hulking bodyguard. Yeah, this guy's massive. Let me look this up because that guy, I'm 250. That guy's a full 5 inches bigger than me. There's no way that cat is anything less than 300 pounds. Let's look. 6'9". That doesn't give his weight in here, but he's definitely that guy's huge. I mean, and I've seen this guy pulling trucks and stuff. He's superhumanly strong. Let's see. Oh, wait. Okay. Huff horrible Jordan's name. This cat is 430 pounds. So, People Magazine, you're off by 200 pounds. Let's see where Brad went.
Yeah, I just
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was about to say, I was about to type, you okay? Because he just got disappeared.
I get my computer lit there, so I would deal with like some weird hiccups here.
I thought you found the phone. I'm like, yeah, you found the phone.
Oh God, I wish.
That's fun. Okay, Borjorgens is well known to fans of fantasy genre. Okay, thanks for telling me Buckard. They joined previously announced cast members Allison Brie as Skeleton's Lieutenant Evil Lynn, Camila Mendez as He-Man's companion Tila, and Idris Elba, who's in everything, by the way. Idris Elba as Tila's father and Adam's mentor, Man-at-Arms. By the power of Grayskull, I have the power. Guillotine announced on Instagram back in May when he landed the lead role as He-Man. I'm so beyond proud to announce that I will be playing Adam, Prince of Eternia, and Masters of the Universe. It had been a dream for so long to play somebody of his heart, humor, and heroism. I cannot wait to get started. This is going to be a fun movie. Leto has not publicly commented on his casting. That definitely means it's true. Travis Knight will direct the Amazon MGM studio film, which is set to open in June 5th, 2026. Okay, so it's by Amazon, which means that money's going to flow. You're not going to get no pick and save He-Man. So I grew up with He-Man. Even as a kid, I thought it was cheesy, but it was always fun. I mean, it didn't get real serious to me until Hordak came along and the evil Horde with the suction cup guy. Remember the suction cup guy? You could put his face on the glass window and he would stick. But I saw the 1987 film with Dolph Lundgren. I thought for what they were working with and the time, I didn't mind. I mean, Wildor replacing other characters. I didn't mind that movie. I actually went and saw that in the movie theaters. I had quite fun with He-Man. It was always cheesy, and they actually took He-Man more serious than I think He-Man was ever supposed to be. Frank Langella played Skeletor.
Skeletor Foster, that,
yeah, remember Meg Foster played Evil Lynn, and she looked exactly like her. Skeletor, I thought they did as good a job as they could with him. I mean, he wasn't, running, telling jokes and running type of things that you see him in the memes. They actually took him seriously as a villain. So, but I wonder what the approach is going to be. But like I said, there's no such. You add Jared Leto to your project just instantly got better. I think Jared Leto is one of those guys who can play anything you need him to play. I also think.
He will go to the ends of the earth to play it. That's for damn sure.
And that's why he's got that Oscar. I think that he's underrated for somebody who has an Academy Award, though. I think people, they put limits on his range that just aren't there. You watch Blade Runner 2049. I needed more of him. I hope there's some instances where I can get more of Neander Wallace because he was a motherfucker in that movie. He plays the guy who basically saves humanity from starvation after the blackout. Yeah, you have to know Blade Runner 2049, but he's an evil character in there, and I felt the evil in that character. So Jared Leto as Skeletor, that's a great add-on. All right, off by 200 pounds. Yeah, the guy who's playing one of the characters in He-Man, the guy who played the Mountain in Game of Thrones, they said he was 230 pounds. And I'm like, I don't think so. I looked it up and I'm like, no, he's 430 and he's all that. He's all
half. Are you talking about Half Thor?
Yeah, that dude can literally
that guy is a mountain.
He's literally no shit the strongest guy in the world. He's contested. He's been in contests. That is the strongest man.
That dude probably weighs as much as a car.
Yeah, he weighs 430 pounds. Now, you see him coming, you piss him off, just run.
Yeah, he was in in like the newer kickboxer movies, based on the Van Damme. When in the second one, Kickboxer Retaliation, he's the bad guy in that. And there's this line of dialogue because Van Damme, he's the mentor, Muay Thai mentor in it, and Alain Moussi, Kurt Sloan. He has this line. It's like, I can beat him. I beat Tong Po. And Van Damme says, it's like, this guy is 4 times Tong Po. That's very, you see him on screen. That is very, very, very apt. Because
is he a martial artist as well?
Hathor? I could not tell you offhand. I know Dave Bautista is because he was Tong Po in the previous one. Yeah, he was. I know he's done Kali and BJJ. So he actually had one pro MMA fight too.
A lot of these guys have that one or two just to get, just to do it. What the hell? I'm looking at rights manager released a claim with your video. Okay, my videos got my Facebook videos were getting claimed, and then the people who they say they're claiming them, they're not claiming them. They're like, we don't care when they're releasing the claims. All right, let's hit the chat, and then I don't know. Yeah, I
That's
think
all our comics, isn't it?
Yep, that's everything.
Yeah,
I made it a compact show because I'm tired this week.
Yeah. He's 6 feet 9 inches. God, this guy is huge. In fact, I'm gonna pull his Wikipedia page up right now.
Oh wow, Aaron, that's disrespect right there. Chuck Cage apparently thinks Ray Gun could take you in that match.
No, nobody is beating
You're
my
both
baby
in Australia. I don't
Nobody
know why
is
we
taking my
can't
baby
make
sis. Sorry.
why we can't make this happen.
Yeah, look.
Aaron, are you down for it?
Yeah, look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Yeah. Well, get some pictures with him next to somebody, just to show you
Yeah,
how
'cause,
human.
there might be some like, yeah, he's not human. Like if Marvel ever wanted to do like a non CGI like Hulk at this point,
he'd be perfect for a Juggernaut.
Oh yeah, he would be great as
Juggernaut. He has the exact same build. Kane Marco is 6'9". When he's the Juggernaut, he's 6'9", and he's got that otherworldly build. And you see his girlfriend. There's pictures of him with his girlfriend. His girlfriend looks like a toy.
Yeah.
His girlfriend looks like a toy compared to him.
I mean, he is built to the point where it's like he probably literally has to bend down like most of the time when he goes into into a building.
And like I said, and he has to probably scrunch his shoulders to get through the building because the doorways are
only through a car. Wide. Oh yeah. Here it is. Yeah, him with a. Well, no, this is his girlfriend. This is him standing next to a woman.
Man, that's insane to be that big and that strong.
This dude is not. Yeah, he's up for another. He's just not. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
She looks like a little action figure next to him.
Look, he's standing next to that one on the lower left. He's standing next to another tall guy that's in his height range.
Oh yeah. That's look at her next to God. Look at how much he just towers over people.
She might be really small too, but damn. Yeah.
There's look at this guy. Yes, yeah, this guy. This guy's enormous.
It's the Rhino. Now when the Rhino's not that big.
Everyone is pissed off with Ray Gun. Yeah. Yeah, Aaron.
Well, they were already pissed off at her before, wasn't they?
Don't be my baby sis. I'm telling you, this match she's got. Okay.
No, I think you know what. The more I think of it, Aaron, I think Ray Gun. She's agile. She's quick on her feet. She may know some Krav Maga, that pretty much, is basically breakdancing, but with killing people. So you may be surprised. I mean, I don't know, Aaron. But listen, we don't have to speculate. You're in Australia. She's in Australia. Can we just make this happen? That'd be hilarious. We could make a lot of super chats off that.
Was Craven that bad or is it mid? I thought it was pretty weak.
It was pointless. I think that the thing about these movies is they're pointless, and the pointlessness makes them bad. It just makes them like awful. She's too legit to quit. Oh my goodness! How old are you? How old are you, Chuck? You're at least my age. You're talking to MC Hammer. But William, this guy in his 50s, Kevin Feige did an interview. No, you're talking about Kevin Feige did an interview. Works that the X-Men are going to start. I hope so. I hope they start with the original X-Men. I hope they start with Cyclops, Angel, Iceman, Jean Grey, and Beast. I hope they start with that because to me, their beginnings is part of the storytelling that makes the later X-Men stories so much more important. The journey is much longer of mutant kind than what you saw. And that's the only thing that I didn't like about the Fox movies as much is because we just jumped right into those characters. I think especially the development and they did a good job developing Magneto in those movies, but I would like to see it at the beginning stages because I think the X-Men are something you need to, even if you blend in the X-Men and they've always been there because you've restructured time and now we live in a universe where they've always been X-Men. I still want to see that story evolve from, with mankind hating them and them having to basically be outlaws. And I would like to see it from the beginning because it's just as much a story about Charles Xavier as it is them. So I would hold off on Wolverine. Yes, I would hold off on Wolverine for right now. I would have him around, but he doesn't have to be necessarily associated with the X-Men yet. There's a lot of Wolverine stories you can tell before you put him with the X-Men because his life is so much longer than that. All right, I just turned 30. You just turned 30, and you know who MC Hammer is? I'm not going to touch on that because I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw that floating around, but apparently, like, there's some kind of like lawsuit or sexual harassment claim going on there.
Yeah, apparently she's suing him for some type of sexual. I didn't read the details because to me, I don't go see her movies. She's hot and all, but I don't. There's no. She's in movies I don't see. I mean, she was in a shark movie.
That was pretty good. The Shallows.
Yeah, that was more about her than the shark, which I was disappointed. And I know she's what's his face's wife. That's about it. I don't really. She doesn't do movies that I gravitate toward. Yeah. Ryan Reynolds. So she's not in my spirit. But as far as like that goes, I mean, whenever we have sexual harassment stuff come out, I if it doesn't pertain to what we're talking about, I want to stay away from that because I don't want to make myself. I don't need to be taken. I don't know what the evidence is. I don't know anything, so we're gonna stay away from that. But I did hear about it, Aaron. William, can you scroll up to? Oh, here we go again. Can you scroll up to my comment questions? It's a 3-parter. That means no numbers. No, I'm just kidding. Where is it, dude? How far up was it? Shit. All right. Okay? That's part 3 of 3. All right. Okay. Oh my goodness. This is like one of Brad's tweets. Question. Can I just say as a fan of Man of Steel who loves the movie, has everyone forgotten that Man of Steel wasn't a united front from both comic book fans and general audience? Since it was labeled as the divisive, I think you mean divisive, but I know what you mean. Divisive film at the time when people were completely split down the middle. Of the people who loved it and people who hated it, and so the alienation of fans wasn't anything recent, but instead the alienation started way back. Well, yeah, and like I said, you're never going to, if you're trying to make a Superman film that's not divisive, you're just not making a Superman film. You're not doing it right. You're doing if you make a Superman film that just caters to some pre-existing section of fans, then you're not doing your own thing. And why did we hire you? So there's never going to be a Superman film that's not divisive. But once again, you put on the big boy pants and do your job. Your job is to find the section of those fans that appeal to what you're doing and grow from there. All the while letting those other people know, hey, maybe this wasn't for you, but we're still, what would you like to see? What can we do to like kind of move in your direction? But we're going to go with these guys that are spending the money and are happy with what we gave them, and we're going to grow them. Nobody, just because something's divisive, just doesn't mean you become a pussy and go into, curl up into a ball. You make a decision. You go with the side that's giving you the money. So whatever side that gave you, and like I said, you can't say, well, those people were paid money and they weren't satisfied. Okay, then why the fuck did they come back for Batman versus Superman to the tune of over $220 some odd million more? So, yeah, when it comes to alienation, the people who were alienated were the people who paid the money, liked what they saw, and had their rug pulled out from under them in lieu of people who, like I said, some movies aren't for everybody. You can't please everybody, but you need to pay attention to the ones you did hit the mark with. And there were plenty of people where that movie hit the mark with that got lost in the shuffle. Everybody got listened to but us. Nobody asked us, how the ones who loved the movie, what we were thinking. They just went to the diaper shitters and went like, oh, you guys are complaining we didn't make you happy. Let's try this. No. Part of that conversation should have been the people who not only made you that money, but were going into our pockets to give you even more. Didn't want to listen to us. So, yeah, the alienation was of the wrong people, in my opinion.
100%. 100%.
Let's see. Like I said, be careful with that Superman in the '70s stuff. In abstract, it looks great. In execution, I don't know, and I think he's going to stay away from a little about the.
Like I said, I think I think I can get the sense from this that again it was Jiminy Jilliker's Superman or Clark Kent. So that at least that side of it, yeah, that fear has been alleviated.
Yeah, and like I said, it's the things the most of the things I really liked in the trailer, to be honest with you, were things that I saw in
Man Steel BBS, yeah, and it's just been it's already been starting. I can't wait to continue seeing just the mental gymnastics that the detractor crowd is doing and going to continue doing as this movie approaches, saying like, no, it's actually this really is cool now that Superman is being challenged and not everybody trusts him and he's getting beaten up and he has to rise to the occasion and he's not always he's not always in a great mood and yeah.
But he can listen. But if you give it time, guess what? We all may end up in the same place, but nobody ever wants to give things time. Daniel Martin, thank you for the $10 support. My worry for Gun Superman is that it's safe and zero risk are taken. I don't think you have anything to worry about, Daniel. Snyder pushed the character forward, and I feel like we're going backwards in nostalgia. All right, here's the thing. What we saw Thursday morning was just a teaser. We need to see the context before we go that far. I have a feeling he's going to piss some people off. And it's the people, the Boy Scout people, that he needs to be hopeful and happy and have balloons and for the kids and play with squirrels and rescue the cats. I think James Gunn is going to do whatever the hell he wants to, and I don't think that lines up with a Boy Scout or hopeful or anything. Eventually, yes, but how James Gunn gets there might not rub these Boy Scout Donner type people the right way. Yeah, there's some influences there that we can clearly see, but James Gunn is a risky storyteller. Period. He takes risks. They don't always work out. But if you're afraid, Daniel, I don't think you have anything to worry about in regards to him taking risks. I think he's going to take some risks that are going to piss some people off. But it's all going to turn out right. Thank you for the support and the continued support, Daniel. Let's see. Everybody wants me to tell you about their last comments. These comments go by really fast. Brad with the post-credit scene at the end of I don't care about that.
What want me to answer that?
Let me go back to that one, but he's asking. This is the one. William, at some point during the Superman trailer, when he's going into that building, his suit is completely scorched after battling that monster destroying Metropolis. Yeah, he probably does, but I don't know at what point because I don't know at what point that how earlier on in the movie that is. So he probably gets a change. He probably has a different suit. I would assume that he has more than one suit. So all right, go ahead and read that one. That one's for you.
Brad with the post credit scene. Then, do you think are they going to introduce Scourge, Amy, or Silver? I think probably Amy. That's my guess is Amy. But we'll see. That seems to be what was alluded to me as Amy. But yeah. Well, plus that's spoilers, man. There are also multiple post credit scenes. I forgot to mention. So there are two, and stick through it. Stick through it. That's all I'll say. No, I haven't, Daniel. It's really driving me nuts.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, so like I said, if I may end up having to put new cell phone.
You don't have insurance?
Oh, well, yeah, I might be able to get anyone sent to me. Yeah, but again, especially could be so close to Christmas. That's probably gonna take until the end of the week, right?
You should be able to go into the. You should be able to go into your. I know when it's AT&T, I can just go in, and as long as I'm insured, they.
Yeah, I should be able, but again, it's a pain in the ass when you have to do that.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm trying my best. I acknowledge that these shitheads are out there on the other end, but I'm trying my best to steer the conversation to where the money and the heart, their success is going to be. Because, like I said, these extremists on the other end, the move on crowd or the cult crowd, they're not going to matter. Good business people, or and Zazoff did to his credit has been able to measure that type of audience before he even came in. And so is James Gunn. The moderate is what's gonna get you your success. So yeah, these toxic people are out there, and like I said, it's unfortunate that we can't look up and down any of these timelines and see somebody who just says, you know what, I thought that was a cool trailer, and I'm looking forward to this. No, it has to be that was a cool trailer. See, Snyder, that's how it's done.
Yeah.
The keyboard warriors out there telling a multi-million-dollar filmmaker that he didn't know how to make a movie, even though it went on to make 7. That's the kind of stuff I'm trying to steer away from. And I'm trying to mute that conversation, and I'm trying to do a better job of it because, to be honest with you, once again, this is not a show for Ghost.
Yeah,
this is not a show. I understand the burns and the injury that we as fans have incurred over the last 78 years. But at some point, we're going to ruin our shows. We're going to ruin our social media by chasing ghosts that are not even in the state. Hamada's gone. Emrak is gone. All right, Sarnoff is gone. Johns is gone. And the one guy who is here, even though we have some issues with Zazoff, he did the one thing, the most critical thing out of all this going forward, no matter how long James Gunn's there or not, is he created DC Studios. And I don't think anybody can right now – I don't think people are comprehending how important that is. We would not be here if there was a studio presence in 2013 through 2017. It just wouldn't happen. So, yeah, I think the toxic fans are out there. I'm doing my best not to engage with them. And like I said, I stopped reading these Superman tweets because, like I said, there were some people who say, hey, I love Snyder stuff, but I'm looking forward to this too. But there just wasn't enough of them, and there was nothing for me to engage with. So rather than getting to a back and forth from people who literally could care less about these movies, they just want to get somebody. I don't want to be a part of that conversation. So, yeah.
One the other thing too, as we mentioned, on the other side of it, people just reacting, including quite a few in the media reacting to the trailer saying, "Oh yes, Snyder, that's how it's done." And we said this in the Vodka stream. We said it right here. It's like you don't get you only get the toxic Snyder fans. Other than, as a reaction to the toxic Snyder haters that we've had to deal with for a decade plus.
I've been having this problem today, Clint, and it fucked up my stream today. So I'm working on it. He didn't get the alert. A lot of people are telling me that they didn't get the alert, which is messing up my viewership.
Oh, that's good. I'm gonna check this out because I'm really.
That's what I told you.
I'm despairing. Well, because I haven't had to do this before.
Hopefully you find it though. I'd
rather.
Like I said tonight, I'd be like, hey, how far away do you live from the JoJo, man? I'd be skipping and jumping down there.
Well, you can keep if you do this, you can get it back and still have your contacts on there, right?
Yeah, because you just basically, as long as did you save all your stuff to your phone or to your service? Because that's what I do. That way, if I get a new phone, I can just, as soon as I hook up, I use Google to connect my phone. So all my contacts are there. So as soon as you type, you log into your phone and you log into Google or your email, all your contacts come back. That's the way I do it. I do backup.
All right. Hopefully I just find it. Headache's over.
Doesn't help. I misspelled. Nah, you know what? I'm the king of misspelling. I get your point. All right. 34 of you watching right now. Like I said, I know most of you didn't get the notice, so most of you will be watching heavy later on. Sorry, I don't know what's going on between StreamYard and YouTube, but I have gotten messages all day about people. People missed the stream today. There's a lot of people who missed Violent Night today because they didn't get the notification.
They missed an awesome kick-ass Christmas movie that also proves Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
Let's see, where are we going? I'm looking at the algorithm, the little thing that's like right now. Yeah,
I've been trying that too. Everybody's told me I haven't been able to find, especially because it pointed me to a place where I knew I wasn't at today. So that's part of it.
Okay, how tight are you with the people at your dojo?
I'm pretty tight.
So did somebody pick up your phone and it's somewhere?
Yeah. That's what I'm wondering too. Somebody might have accidentally picked it up and they had
So I would start trying to email those people, maybe not text, but email those people.
Yeah, or Facebook message, something like that.
Yeah, say, do you have my phone? Because who were you in close proximity to?
Yeah, and Aaron, if I wake up tomorrow and this happens, like I'm going to be, it's like it's going to be such a mix of just like relief and me being pissed off over the last.
Yeah, that would be time. It's like, so were you near somebody that your stuff might have gotten mixed up? And if so,
Not that I can think of. No.
because otherwise, like I said, if you know those people, you're tight with them. We're not talking about thieves. We're just talking about
Yeah,
somebody.
yeah. Well, and plus I was on the mat with them this morning, so it's like, I would have
What
seen
kind of phone
somebody.
is it? How big is it?
Yeah, no, it's but probably about that big, and
Yeah,
so it's
dude, you
Android.
bought something that big?
Yeah, it's an inch. Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, part of me is like, yeah, I feel like did I put in my, I mean, did it make it in my jacket pocket or not? No. I mean, I remember like waking up this morning, looking at the time on it, so I had it in my hand at some point
When's
today.
the last time you remember looking at it?
When I woke up, clicked on it, looked at the time, and then got out of bed and started getting prepped and heading down to the school. So it was
So
probably
you may not have even taken it with you?
yeah, which is great because I've turned my bed upside down. I've looked in. I don't know how if it's not the car, if it's not the dojo, if it's not here, I don't know where the hell it went.
Did you check your driveway?
Yes, I have. Yeah, I've checked outside. I've checked where I park, and it's like I dropped it there. So yeah, I am at a total loss for where this thing has vanished into the air too.
Did
I
your
do not
dog
have a
get
flip
it?
phone. The what?
Did your dog get it?
No, my dog didn't get it.
I'm trying to knock off the,
Yeah,
knock off the.
let's think. Yeah, Murphy's not a he's not a phone grabbing type.
Hmm. Oh well. All right. We've covered all the topics, and I'm tired.
Yep.
And we don't have our usual crew tonight. That's weird.
Yeah, we did a lot of streaming today too, between the watch party and the vodka stream, and now our own show tonight.
Yeah, I know that was. And like I said, I haven't. Yeah, I've done that, and I've destroyed 2 phones that way.
Oh God. Yeah, thank you, Daniel.
And you say Google says it's a place that you know
Yeah,
you want.
it's that it's because I live actually pretty close to my old my college campus, and so I did the whole Google track your phone thing, and it's like it's telling me it's sitting in the parking lot over there. It's like I was not there at any point today, but I went over there anyway, looked, it wasn't there. So
I wonder if now you got to do a process of elimination. Who do you know that would be?
Who do I know that would be on campus?
Yeah.
I mean, nobody at the school. They would have been just going. And if they had anybody, if they had my phone, they would have told me by now.
Or is it locked? They would not. Would they have known who it was?
Well, I mean, it might have. I mean, yeah, you're right because it does lock. So I mean, it might have made its way into the lost and found. I didn't see it there.
Let's call it again. Let's find Brad's phone. Still ringing.
Okay, so I guess I must have more juice in there than I thought.
And you don't have it on vibrate?
Well, usually I do, even when it's on mute.
And you don't hear and you don't feel anything right now, or hear?
Nope. Yep. Nope. Not hearing any ringing.
No, but do you feel any like zzz? Are you hearing any zzz?
No.
Do you have voicemail?
Yeah, I do.
How many rings? Damn, this is like 5 10 rings.
Well, I think I thought I did have voicemail. Are you hearing it?
You are calling is not available. Please try again later. El cliente de servicio.
Your voicemail is not on. It's just.
Oh shit! I must not have set that. By the way, guys. Let me tell you. I'm gonna play something for you real quick because this is what I set my voicemail up, at least on my last phone, and I have from like PR companies when I've set up interviews, I've had them call this to schedule stuff, and they have gotten my voicemail, and they thought it was hilarious. So I'm gonna play you like what my voicemail that apparently I forgot I hadn't set up sounds like. and I'll set to this when I get back there.
Oh, I completely forgot because we jumped from one show to another. Hold on for a second.
What's that?
There's we have to
Check my drawers. God, I did.
That's dude. You may laugh, but
Hmm.
it's. I mean,
I'll
I
check
just
my
can't
pants and
believe
jeans.
it.
Yeah, I wasn't wearing. I wasn't wearing my jeans because usually I just throw on my gi and
No,
head
your
over.
drawers. Your drawers are actually. You pull out.
Okay. Oh. Nope, not there. Just you gotta have, or else you gotta find the phone on the show.
That'd be hilarious. I'm taking full credit if you do.
Well, here's what. So swap this name out for my name. This is what I make my voicemail sound like, guys. You hear the lyrics. Let me go back. Where are the lyrics? Yeah.
Believe it or not, George isn't at home. Please leave a message at the beep. I must be out or I'd pick up the phone. Where could I be?
I wonder if anybody's going to know where that song derives from.
What's that?
Anybody know? I wonder how old you have to be to know where that song derives from.
Can't stand ya.
Hold on.
No, I don't remember going to the bathroom today in the school. So, because went in, had class.
Did you call your dojo guys? The people who run it?
Did I on the phone?
Yeah, I know, or some from a phone. I mean,
No, today. No.
You know, you can do it. You can still call people from your laptop, right? You know.
No, I didn't know that actually, because I know nothing about technology. That explains it. That totally explains it.
I don't know. Hold on. Add overlay. I'm gonna add overlay.
Stanza can't stand ya.
I could not exist without I would be tearing up. The dojo would be like shaken to the core until I found my shit. Because there's just so much stuff that I do on my phone. It's like I feel weird when I don't have it.
Yeah, I do too. But you know,
Hold on.
Yes, it is timeless, Aaron.
What'd she say?
Check underneath my Seinfeld's timeless. No, I checked.
No, but that's not where that came from. I mean, yeah, that's where that came from. That not.
Yeah. That's a riff on that song. But yeah, I checked under all my. I checked through my car probably like 4 times already.
Okay, do me a favor, Brad.
What's that?
I'm going to go out to your car, and I'm going to call and see if it's vibrating while you're there. All right, ready?
All right, just a second. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't be as calm as he is. I'd have to find my shit. Let's try it again. He may not have had a chance to. I'm going to call him again. It's definitely still ringing. Yep, believe it or not, Greatest American Hero. Boy, I love that show as a kid, man. I watch Brad pick. I hope Brad picks up. But wherever his phone is sitting, nobody's there because somebody would have picked it up and said, "Hey." Next Saturday, if you're in the Vegas area, you can come with me to see Nosferatu. Try it again. William and Brad just finished watching your stream with Dave earlier. I just want your thoughts on if Zaslav leaves, what will it mean? Imminent merger announcement? It's tough to say. It's tough to say. It could mean that he's just stepping down, maybe, or or he can merge it, or he could spin off. I mean, it's tough to say because or he could just be doing it for a tax break because it's the end of the year. Music Man, we don't know. I'm trying to make it vibrate enough to where he can find it. I'm going to keep bringing. Oh, then it just hung up. Okay. Still trying to find it. Brad's phone is on an adventure without him. He got you cool. Did he check the back cave? Brad lost his phone in the middle of a stream. No, he lost it before. I mean, he didn't have it this afternoon. Apparently, the last time he saw it was this morning. He's been gone for quite a while. Some kid sidekicked his phone down the mega. It's in the Fortress of Solitude. You guys are mean. All right, let's see. I think he meant stripper joint, but I don't think Brad frequents those. I mean, he could. Yeah. I've had that happen where somebody picked up a phone, and they, I'd be like, hey, I'm tracking my phone. I'm on my way to you. And then they just, oh, we'll bring it back. WB snapped his phone after seeing his latest thread on Twitter. Yeah, we got all kinds. Ray Williams fly, Williams pants. There's even one for Williams bed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is either Fourth or Spidey. They both deny it, but it's somebody that has too much time on their hands. Here, Brad. Thought I heard him. Nope.
Nope, it is freezing out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be in there. I might need to ask him. Hey, can I just go in there and?
I would have done that like immediately. I would have been like, that'd have been like the first thing.
That's the thing. I did go back and I checked it out this afternoon. And it's like I didn't. I mean, the only thing I think of is it must have might ended up in the lost and found there or something. Because I mean, I went back to the spot where I left my stuff. It wasn't. I mean, it's like I drop my stuff. I go on the mat. I train. I come off. Yeah.
And everybody that was at the gym, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So if they picked it up by accident, but if somebody put it on the lost and found, that's the first place you go, man.
Yeah. But I couldn't think in my head like how I would have gotten to because I never saw.
Well, that's the definition of lost.
Yeah,
you gotta.
I can't see in my head the steps of where it would have gotten to the place where the lost and found is from where I put my stuff down.
Somebody would have taken it there.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm paranoid when it comes to my shit would be like, hey sir, can you wake up? Hey, can you meet me down at the dojo? I know this is crappy, but this is an emergency. But I'd be like, hey, you have keys to the dojo, right?
Yeah, I have a key. So, but I'm gonna let them know. Can I do this? I'm not just gonna barge in there.
Send them an email. I'm going in. I would call you, but I don't have a phone, and I don't know how to use my laptop to call you, which is like. Dude, you're
probably just face a message. I could probably
different
just Facebook
generation.
message them.
Yeah, Facebook message them or Facebook call them. You can call them on Facebook. Little phone icon there.
Yeah.
Dude, my sense of urgency would have been like, you have to wake up. You have to. I'm going down there. I'm going in.
I'm too nice. That's my problem.
But yeah, I get because like I said, my phone is like it happens. It's like losing my hand.
Yeah. No, trust me. It's like the stuff I do with mine. It's like it's relevant to my professional life too. Even though it's like I'm going on break here, it's still need to happen. Okay.
Use your Karate Kids. All right, guys. I think that's where we're gonna wrap it up because I'm starting to fade.
Yeah, my phone legitimately became one of the topics tonight.
Hey, I was just trying to help you find it.
Yeah, I appreciate the effort, man.
Been a crazy weekend. A lot of Superman talk, but it sheds a light on a lot of
Use
other
live
things.
location. What's that? You need to Google this live location.
Yeah, you should be able to find your phone using that. Eh?
Okay.
And it's still powered up. It's still accepting. It's not turned off, so you should be able to do that.
Yeah, I tried like Google locate your phone. Yeah, that would be wonderful. But that's the problem. Is like if they have it, like how are they going to how are they going to inform me that they have it?
I think it is sitting in a lost and found because somebody would have answered and been like, "Hello," because you don't need the code or anything to answer the phone. You could just be able to swipe it and answer it, and that'd be it. You wouldn't need to type in anything even if it was locked.
Yeah. Mine is you would have to type in the password to pull it up, so and answer it.
Yeah, but to actually answer the phone, you should be able to just swipe, right? You don't have to use the code.
Oh yeah, that yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it tells me that if you are surrounded by non-thieves, that somebody turns your phone into lost and found.
Okay, I'll try.
Which is where you should have started, man.
But again, it's like my mind never made it's like okay, I put my stuff here. I went on the mat, had glass, came off, headed home, realized I didn't have my phone.
Did you look up the thing that Lane Deli said?
Yeah, this that's good news. He was turned off. So
yeah, because it still emits the signal. But
live
yours
location.
still turns on.
Live location. So if the battery's dead, can it still do that?
Yeah, but your battery's not dead.
Okay, but live location. That's what it's called. Like live location.
Put live location. Locate my phone.
Okay.
Just Google that.
Okay. I got like a bunch of things coming up here. I'll pull it up on here. See, maybe you guys can help me. Yes, it is an Android, Lane Deli. Yeah. So what am I looking for here? Is this Familio live? You want me? Should I go with this or? Yeah, I did the Google Find Your Phone thing earlier, but that sent me on a wild goose chase. Yes, just tell me which one I should be using as. Keep using Find Your Phone. Sometimes it's erroneous.
Yeah, because it's a general error. Hold on.
Okay, yes, please. If you could, please DM me the procedure, man. You could send a message to the phone, leaving a contact number. That's an iPhone works as well. Yeah.
Okay, live locate your phone.
Yeah, please go ahead. DM me that, Lane Deli. No, we are. I think we are about to wrap up here.
Yeah, let's go ahead and load it up because, like I said, I hope you find your phone.
But like I said, it legitimately became one of the topics tonight. Is my phone.
We're not getting off to you on the phone yet, and that could be quite a while. And I'm starting to fade. So, all right, tomorrow night, the season 1 finale of Dune. Now I can say season 1 finale instead of series finale because we know now that it's guaranteed that it's getting another season. They got a lot of ground to cover with this episode, so I'm looking forward to seeing it. We'll be back for our last episode. We'll be back at our regular time. So I should be about 10 o'clock is when we should be doing the last episode. So, all right. Hopefully Brad finds his phone. And now we don't have a damn, member in the chat being Brad's phone or whatever.
I bet they're already typing that one up.
Yeah.
That'd be a Christmas miracle. Oh, yes. I would love that. I would absolutely.
Make sure you tweet out that you found your phone and how you found it. So, all
Yeah,
right, guys.
during the show, I found my phone, guys.
Tomorrow, and then we'll be on the air in some capacity for New Year's Eve and Christmas Day. I was gonna do a Doctor Who marathon, but I don't know if I'm gonna have the time, but yeah, I'm gonna be watching it. So who knows if I'll jump. We did that last year and it was pretty popular. So we will definitely be streaming on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day in some capacity because I know how important the holidays are right now. We just, these are the times where you just, don't need to be alone in any capacity, even if you can't be in the presence of somebody. This internet thing and these cameras, they do a good job of making it to where we can still have a conversation instead of just sitting in alone. Do not just, unless you're a solitary person, that's what you want to do. But if you're a person that longing for company on the holidays, especially Christmas Eve, I will be streaming. I will be doing our annual Somewhere to Be stream. I'll give you the details on that. We might stream a movie, or we might just do like we did last year and just talk and do a movie. Who knows? I'll figure it out. It's been a busy weekend.
We could watch the greatest Christmas movie of all time, that is Die Hard.
Whatever. And I'm never watching that movie on. Never watching that movie on.
Well, whatever we watch, it is going to be. I'll look into this, Aaron. Thank you for the suggestion. Thank you for the help, Williams Fly. Draw, guys.
That's nasty.
You're ruining my post-credit scene here, dude.
Hey, thumbs up or down? Should we do a marathon until Brad finds his phone? Should we make Brad go to the dojo and stay here until he goes to the
this hour, man? Come on.
Dude, it's your phone. It's an extension. You're a journalist. Would it fine? If you're not paranoid, I'm not paranoid.
I'll do it through proper channels, man.
Oh my goodness. What are they gonna do? Is there an alarm?
Well, there's cameras, and I'm sure it would be breaking and entering technically.
You have a key. That literally is a definition.
I'm not the owner.
Breaking and entering. There's no breaking.
I will let them know. I will be. There's trust here. Okay.
Oh wow, what are you doing here, chap? Oh, my phone. I lost my phone. Oh wow. Okay. Oh, wait a minute, Brad. I think we found the phone and we dropped it where? Lost and found. Hey, Brad, why didn't you check with the first?
Weird post-credit scene, guys.
Bye.
See ya.
Hope he finds his phone.